Hello, hello. Hello, everyone. I always say that, but no one's on as soon as you immediately start this. So, hello and welcome to the Heart's Frontier. I'm Kate Graham. And if this is your first time watching anything on this channel and you like my vibe, then make sure you subscribe. Subscribe if you like my vibe. Okay, so I'm here to do some open oracle readings. I also want to go live on my Instagram, but I didn't really think ahead and charge my phone. So I'm just going to fiddle with that for a moment and would love to know how you all are doing, what's going on. And I'm going to close. This is going to be so high up off the ground. It's going to be quite silly, I think. Let's see if I can figure out a better system. I think I'm going to use a flower pot. Okay, let me know how you're doing. I'm going to do a little bit of collective energy reading, but then I'll focus on our live oracle. Okay. I've been having a super lovely day. It's been like a mix of weather today. It's been like, it's kind of cloudy and moody. We had sun earlier, but then it was sort of rainy in the sun. And I don't know, I think that's kind of a cool vibe, sort of a moody, cool vibe. Let's invite Instagram to take part here. I got to be creative if I want to have the, ooh, maybe this will work. That's kind of funny. I think it might actually. That's really interesting. I have like a crack in this kitchen table in the wood, and I think I'll be able to prop my phone up well. So let's just hope for the best. I'm going to just like nobody breathe. I think this will work. Let me know if you're here so that I know the comments are working, because sometimes they don't. And I will get Instagram started. Oh, it's so close. Let's see. Oh, this is a silly thing. I mean, I really don't have to be on Instagram. Maybe I'll just do it until my phone runs out of battery. Let's do that. Much smarter, much smarter. Why didn't you think of that in the first place? We don't know. All right, let me know if you're here, because I do want to know if there are any oracle questions. I'm going to go live a few times this week because I am feeling in a big mood for oracle work. I got stuff all attached to my new blue light glasses. Such is the hazard. Alrighty. Welcome, Instagram. I'm live on YouTube, but I thought I would try again to be here on Instagram as well. So I'm going to answer any empath or any oracle questions at all. Some people, struggle because they don't really know what to ask in an oracle session. So if that's you, let me know. If you have, something you want to know about, but you don't really know how to ask an oracle question, just let me know. But I'm here to do some psychic readings for free or for donation. Sometimes people like to donate. Hey, Stacy. Hey, welcome. So hello, Instagram. I'm here again, Instagram, YouTube, kind of doing both today. And yeah, I'm just excited to do just some oracle reading, just to kind of leave it open and see what comes up. So let's get started. Somebody ask me a question. I'll actually get us started with like maybe a card or two. And I'm going to pull from my Shamanic healing deck. Hey, Kelly. So if you're watching on the YouTube or on the Instagram, I'm open to doing readings. I'm not charging for my online readings right now on these lives, just because I'm really feeling compelled and drawn to help more people. And I know a lot of people are dealing with a lot of financial concerns. It's something that I keep hearing. And so, I don't need to be fussy about that. Hello, hello. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense for the energy I've been feeling, and probably why I feel compelled to do an empath energetics round, starting at the end of the month, because a lot of people right now are moving through some density and kind of being like, the stuff that I used to believe or the stuff that I used to want just is like it's less interesting to me now. It's less important to me. And so where do you stand then at the end of that? Sometimes we do a lot of growth. This is stripping illusions, is one of the shamanic healing cards that popped out, stripping illusions. Sometimes we clear, hey, Sim, sometimes we clear like a ton of things out of our lives. And then we sort of get left at sort of the end of it going, I'm not really sure where I'm at. I'm not really sure what I want. And I don't even know if I have that desire, right? Like that's the thing that I've been feeling in the collective a lot, is sort of this feeling of like, I wonder who I am at the end of all of the things that have happened to me in life so far. And I would say that's a bit of a feeling of like soul disconnect and soul loss as well, which is a shamanic understanding of this idea that we have a soul, we have a spirit, I don't know. It's interesting. So the idea of soul loss is just that you would fragment because things happen in your life, and then parts of you sort of need to leave in order to protect you, keep you safe, in order to just not add distraction. I can explain a little bit more about soul parts if that's interesting to people, but ask your empath or any type of oracle questions. I keep saying empath oracle, but you can ask any oracle question. So what that can look like, just to let everyone know who's watching live, ask me a question. What do I need to know about this subject in my life? Or is this thing going to happen? I'm happy to divine, to intuit things for you. It could also be, what kind of support can you give me about this area of my life? It could also be, is it in my best interest to do this thing or this thing? Don't ask me, what am I here for in general? I mean, you could, but it's difficult to answer something like that over a live. Sim, I see your question. So you are first up on the list. And Instagram, feel free to comment. Thank you for your question. And I'll get started as soon as I finish this initial reading here. So yeah, feel free to ask me any questions. I'm feeling really like kind of like a breakthrough energy is needed for a lot of people in my world and a lot of people in the collective in general. I feel like a little bit of also like finding yourself. This stripping illusions card is really all about taking away what's not necessary and removing those things that are just not helping you, those things that are not supporting your life, and then just not supporting you being who you are. And knowing who you are is kind of key to being who you are, right? And so not knowing who you are is holding a lot of people back. That's what I feel. So we have this movement into balance card next, movement into balance. And this is, to me, about connecting to nature and to the cycles and rhythms of our earth. Most of the people who have been talking to me about feeling that disconnect with their reality and with their spiritual selves or with their spiritual side, or just like not knowing what's next, right? Not knowing who you are after lots of change has happened in your life. This is the message that I was feeling today. So ask me any type of oracle question if you have one. I do have Sin's question, and then I'm going to get into this. The movement into balance card is really, to me, about starting from like a beginner's mindset, starting from zero, starting from nothing, starting from birth, starting from maybe, excuse me, just reaching this cord around. It could be, starting from nature, from your true nature. And it could also mean that you need to take a walk in nature. This movement into balance card, I'm really drawn to the water on it and feeling like the rain coming through and cleansing that which you know. So this movement into balance comes after you strip illusions. And what are illusions? Illusions are things that we thought we needed to follow, or maybe dreams that we had that now feel outdated, or beliefs that we have that, we realize now aren't really serving us, but we just don't know what to replace them with. That's kind of what I've been feeling, is that people are feeling like they've gotten rid of some tough things and they don't really know what to add. They don't necessarily, they don't necessarily know what to like move forward to. So I'm doing some live oracle reading. So feel free to ask a question if you want me to read into anything. Oh, Laura, welcome. Welcome. I'm glad I'm on your side of the world more so now. So you might have an easier time catching my lives. I'm glad you feel that too. Okay. It's not just me, and it's not just my clients and who I'm talking to on a regular basis. This last card I have, and then I'm going to get into our oracle questions. So feel free to ask anything that you want to know or that you want me to read into. I'm feeling like doing some divination. Like I really do want to. So I am going to help Sin with their question. It's a romance card. So if you have love questions, that might be the theme of the day, but we'll see. This last card is emotional release. And this could be a missing piece to self-realization. Is often when we're feeling that disconnect from ourselves, it's actually because we have emotions stirring within us that we are avoiding, pressing down, or avoiding is sort of more the feeling. It's sort of like just running around it. And so emotional release, and again, seeing the tears or the rain in here, and seeing tons of rain in the movement to balance card. Yay. Seeing tons of rain in the movement to balance card, it feels like, and I'm really thinking about this moment today where we had a ton of sun coming through and I had no idea it was raining. And I went outside and went, oh, it's raining. I had no idea. Because it looked and felt so sunny from a distance. I didn't realize it was like this really light rain. Sometimes it can be that way. It doesn't need to be that everything cathartically rushes out of you, but just that you have a softening and a feeling of, oh, you know what? I have some emotions about that. Or I actually might be having a feeling here that I didn't really fully explore, fully kind of dig into. I know for me, it's quite easy, especially when I'm feeling into other people's pains, it's quite easy to avoid facing the parts of it that I still feel, because we can handle this, right? Because we can move through things. But it feels so nice actually to connect to a bit of that emotional release. So there was something that was upsetting to me this weekend. And I, for a while, maybe for an hour or so, was pacing around and trying to keep myself busy and just doing other things. And then I realized, you know what I'm trying to do? I'm just trying to get away from a real feeling, and I can handle this feeling. I can handle this feeling. I can handle uncertainty. I can handle knowing what's next, and I can handle digging in, feeling the sadness while seeing the sun. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It was a really moving energy today of the sun and then just such a light rain that it was like, okay, everything's okay. Everything's okay. I wouldn't even necessarily wear a rain jacket. It was like really just peaceful, kind of warm spring rain. And it can be that soft of an emotional release. And so this is our collective energy. Hopefully you are all, I know that a few of us are feeling it. I'm going to get right into our oracle readings because that's why I'm here. We got a second question. Whoop, whoop. Awesome. All right. So Sin, what do I need to know about Shiloh? So I already love the shift. Sin was on our reading 2 days ago, I think. I'm going live like more frequently now. So my dates, I might, kind of swap them around. But Sin was on a recent reading and asking about Shiloh. And there was like different questions coming up, like multiple questions coming up that not all of them were focused on Sin. And so I just wanted to be like, shout out, celebrate to Sin, because Sin's now asked a question that's like, what do I need to know? What do I need to know about going into this relationship, this connection, this situation, whatever it is? Da, 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 da. I'm gonna pull an angel card, a healing card, and I'm gonna get a romance card. I was like, I feel sad that I didn't use the romance cards last time. I wasn't called to, so that's why. But this isn't whiskey or scotch. Even though I'm in Scotland, that would actually be quite appropriate. It's apple juice. And the apple juice here is actually so much nicer than the stuff we have back home. I'm not quite sure why. And it's way cheaper. It's like really like it's nice stuff. I don't know why that is, but apple juice. That's the vibe. I used to love apple juice when I was young. And so there's like some things that just feel so nostalgic. Oh, you're getting some good cards here, Sin. I'm really interested to read this for you. Okay, if anyone has any more oracle questions for me, either on Instagram or on YouTube, ask away. I have Stacy next up in the queue. Okay, Sin. You have healing. You have trust. And you have new beginnings. So I really do see this as like, I felt this about Shiloh's energy before, that Shiloh is a bit of like a pattern breaker, a bit of like a new shift, like a perspective opener. Hello. And so I feel like what you need to know about Shiloh is that like it's necessary for you to have this movement into balance, to embrace this new beginning and actually really feel into that, because I think there could be a lot of fears. I'm curious, actually, if you could answer for me. I'm curious what you're worried about. If you could ask yourself, your gut and your heart, if you could ask yourself, what are you concerned about? What are you worried about? I do want to, I'm going to read into this more, so, don't worry. But if you could answer that, that would be really helpful here for the healing part of this. It's like really difficult to embrace a new connection if you're looking for challenges, if you're looking for ways that it could go wrong. And the same goes for business or ideas, art, goals that you have in general. It's really, really difficult to have it go well if you are at the beginning looking for ways that it could go wrong. And so that's what I want to say as well. It's like allowing you to trust and to be open to what is. So you're worried about long term, and if he did as you don't want it one-sided. Okay. And what are you worried about? This is so lasering in here. What are you worried about if it was one-sided, or if you did decide to leave? What are you worried about if you decided to leave after you took the chance and opened your heart and gave it your all? You're currently putting in more energy in your mind than he does. You don't want it one-sided. What would be the, like, what would happen? What would go wrong? It's not nice. You know what I mean? It's not nice if we're trying to open ourselves up, but at the same time, like, we don't know until we try. We don't get to experience that. So what are you worried about if he leaves? What are you worried about? What would happen to you if he left? You would be sad, and then what? That's what I'm curious about. What are you actually worried about? Because it's like, I don't want this to go wrong. If he left, then what? You would still be you. You would still be fine. You would have sadness. You would maybe feel something. You would feel maybe you'd move on. Right. So it's like, if we could really anchor in to that feeling of, okay, I will actually be fine if that happens. I will be fine if that happens. Then you get to ask this question, which is what I was bringing up recently, which is, what if things went well, and what if things went right, and what if stuff turned out actually how you wanted it to? And isn't that more of like your soul or your heart's intention? Okay, so you're digging into something deeper. So ask me another question about that. Ask me another question about that if it comes up, okay? So if a question comes to your mind, you can feel free to ask me about that. Here we have transformation. This is still for you, Sin. Transformation, anger, and changes. So I see that there's like a really beneficial, like it's a beneficial relationship and a beneficial connection for you to explore. I want you to keep exploring this connection because, I mean, and you do what you want to do. You know, people don't have to take my advice at all. But, you know, you're asking me for it. So here I am. I think it's a really beneficial connection for you to explore. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's something healing in allowing ourselves to give ourselves over and open ourselves up to connection and to love and to healing our hearts. Your heart is in serious need of opening and trusting and allowing people in. It is not going to be a positive relationship if this is the approach and these are the feelings that you have. But at the same time, it's totally fine to have fears. It's entirely fine to have some fears, some doubts, some, you know, we sort of build concerns about relationships that we've had in the past. I had someone say to me recently that they believed something about, I'm not going to like explain it directly, but they believed something about people based on their past relationship experience. And it was something that I really couldn't fundamentally agree with because it felt like a generalization and it felt like a judgment. It felt like a total judgment. And so after having a bit of conversation and understanding that this person is not open-minded or kind in their approach, I went, you know, I'm not really interested in being friends with someone who continues to judge others or put them in a place of really negative view for their life choices that don't make an impact on you. And you can see the type of thing that I, you know, would be talking about. Maybe the challenge that that person will have, and what I intuitively felt when talking to them, was that they do not trust any new people because of the way that other people in their lives had treated them. And even though that's fair, that's a really tough place to start a new connection from. Any friendship, any relationship, it's really difficult to begin a connection, to further or to develop or deepen a connection with someone who is putting out more fear energy or more doubt energy or looking for a way that it could go wrong, and it's opening yourself more. So let me know if you have further questions, Sin. I have 2 more cards here for you on what you need to know about Shiloh, and then I'm going to get to Stacy's question. So we have passion and we have honeymoon. You open yourself more than fear with him currently. That's good. Well, your questions are not phrased in looking for the opening. For the most part, they are sort of dripping out with the fear. And this is why I say I understand why that would be the case. And so I'm curious if there's a deeper fear that doesn't really have to do with Shiloh. If there's a deeper fear there that doesn't really have to do with Shiloh, but more has to do with how you will be. You know, some people, when they get out of a connection, they're like, I lose my mind. I don't feel like myself. And I'm just scared of being back in that kind of dark place. That's fair. But whatever it is for you, I'd like to, that would be a good thing for you to look at. What do you need to know? It's like, what is the actual root behind even the doubts or concerns about mismatched energy in your mind? I actually feel like Shiloh does have a lot of desire for you in a pure way, and it's just taking its time. And so it's sort of like a, you know, it feels like Shiloh also runs on a bit more relaxed energy. And so it might just be a mismatch based on the current approach that you're feeling. And so it's like, well, what if you leaned into trust and to actually being excited for and hopeful for what this is going to look like? Honeymoon says, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. And passion says, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. And this is something I feel like, when people have been together for years and they just kind of forget, like they slip out of the habit and they just sort of forget to reach out and say, I really am thankful that you helped me, or I'm so appreciative. I said this to a friend recently. I'm just so thankful we met in this lifetime. I'm so thankful that we've crossed paths and that you're in my world. Like, that is so cool. It's so special to have you around in my life, even though we're many miles apart now. And sometimes it's so easy to like slip out of the habit of being joyful, to have the company of others, just the simple and the pure joys of things. So that's also what you need to know. I think this is going to help you open up and reawaken to the joy that you can have with others. If you allow it, which I feel you are. I mean, why do we ask questions if not to get a bit more understanding? So if you're just joining on the Instagram, let me know if you have any oracle questions, any psychic questions you want to ask me, anything you want to know about yourself, your healing, your future, a relationship. I'm going to read in on Stacy's question. Let me know if anything else comes up, Sin. Okay, Stacy, I have a crush, and by the way, Instagram, I'm also on YouTube here. So I have a crush, and the person is going to retire at the end of June. Is it my highest good to reach out to this person and tell them how I feel? Let's pull some cards. It's a big question. I'm going to use my pendulum as well. Hello, Daniel. Hello. Long time no see on here. Okay. Let me know if you have an oracle question, Daniel. I would love to help you out. It's been a while. Okay, I'm going to try and use this pendulum, but it is broken. That's why I kept it rather than giving it to someone. Let's see if I can get it to work here. For Stacy's question. Yeah, okay. Hello. I'm not even really showing it that much, but it's because it's easier. Sometimes pendulums get shy when I'm on live. Congratulations, Daniel. 100 days sober. California sober because you're smoking. That's all right. Kashish, welcome. Let me know if you have any oracle questions. Okay, Stacy. So I'm getting the feeling like, and I'm curious how long you, Stacy says congrats, by the way. I'm translating. I'm the messenger from YouTube to Instagram. Stacy, I'm curious, when was the last time you talked to him, or how frequently you talk to this person? I shouldn't say him. It just says person. I'm curious, when was the last time you spoke with them? Because I'm getting a no about telling them how you feel, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a no yesterday. Yeah, okay, good. If it was like in the last 3 days, in my mind, it was going to be this advice. So what I'm actually getting the sense of, sometimes it's really attractive to pay deep attention to someone else rather than just explode our feelings all over people. I seriously, like, getting real personal here, I can't count the number of times, I seriously could not count. I couldn't physically count the number of times someone has confessed their feelings to me without checking in on what my feelings are at any point. Like, it makes no sense to me. Why on earth would we want to take on the potential burden of how that changes the connection, the relationship, and, your current friendship with this person, if you didn't have a sense or awareness that they actually were interested and wanted to be with you as well? And so it's something that I've thought a lot about. It's something that we do, right? It's something humans do, is we reveal our feelings, we share ourselves openly, and we put ourselves out on the line. I think that's a beautiful thing. I also think sometimes we're missing something. We're missing something in the equation of it. I've been thinking a lot about this when it comes to dating. Like, won't it just be obvious because we say what we want, and then that person agrees, and you just know it together? And there are times, of course, where like two people are sort of holding back their feelings. You're friends, you've known this person for 10 years. I mean, that's even more to the point. You would know by getting to know and understand what their feelings are. It does not feel in alignment. I mean, the pendulum said no. I'm going to read what the cards say here as well. But it does not feel in alignment for you to share your feelings. Dune, no, go right ahead. Ask me a question. I've got a couple here and I'm excited. It's rolling now. Sometimes it takes people a little while to warm up. Okay, so Stacy, it feels like the step that you're meant to take right now is getting to know their current dating intentions. If they are confused, it's not going to be a good thing. It's not going to be a good thing just to say, well, here are all my feelings, right? So if they feel something for you, feel that they feel something for you, but that they're confused. So it sort of begs you to continue getting to know and getting to understand and love and care for where they're at. And without even needing to ask directly about you, you could just ask in general how they're feeling about dating and romance. You could ask also, if there's a specific thing that has you feeling like, oh, that kind of tells me that they have some feelings for me. You could say something like that. You could just ask what that meant, or what were you thinking, when that happened? Not like, what were you thinking? But, if someone were to like lean their head on your shoulder, like, oh, what are you thinking about? Like whatever it would be. That's like just a sweet thing. I don't know. That's the kind of thing that happens there. But okay, the two cards you have are forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So learning in the present moment. This is what I feel like entirely. It's learning and being present with this person, because so often in my life, people have just been like, I have feelings for you. And like they never asked me what my feelings are. They've never waited for like a response or been like, what are you thinking about dating? Like nothing. Like it's so weird. So I just have to like put that out there as like personal experience. I wonder whether that is a shared experience with anyone else. Received good advice a while ago. They either like you or you're confused. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, so perhaps you're confused, perhaps they do like you and are confused, but you both deserve to have clarity. And that will only happen with really investing in that person and getting to know them more in that way. And I don't think that Pendulum agrees. It's all a time of learning. So it's like, not right now, for sure. And retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. I do think it would be awesome if you took a bit of a trip together or you did some sort of adventure. You talked about like we have a bond to each other and then it's hard to explain. Yep. In our lives. Absolutely. So perhaps there's more that will come out of this, right? But sometimes it can feel like such a press and such a push to have all the feelings all at once. And then there's not a lot of moving back from that. It's like, once you know that, you know that. And a lot of people, myself included, it's tough sometimes to move back from that place. I had someone I was genuinely saying I wanted to be friends with, but it was like, oh, you never know. I guess we'll just see what happens in my mind. I was like, oh, I guess we'll just see. But I was really enjoying talking to them. I was like, let's be friends. This is going to be great. I'm trying to meet new friends here. Being in Scotland, getting to know you, getting to know all about you. And that's like how I was feeling. I was like literally getting to know them and I was excited by it. And then they bailed on our time together. We were going to hang out together on my birthday. In fact, we were going to hang out. And they bailed and didn't say anything, didn't message me saying happy birthday, didn't explain why until like I followed up in the evening going like, hey, everything cool? Everything all right? And they were like, oh no, I feel so silly. The love of my life was like, waiting over there. And I went, oh, love of my life, man, you can't walk back from that. It's really difficult. We hadn't met yet. It's really difficult to move backwards from something as certain and as clear as that, or as forward as that. So if that helps you any, Stacy, it does feel like you're meant to go out and do some sort of adventure, maybe take a trip or something. So I don't know, maybe you could think about planning a trip together or like just a little getaway or something, without making it romantic or like without really having it be just like, I just want to enjoy time with you. I just really want to enjoy some more time with you. Because, yeah, you don't know. Kashish, you have myopia, huge glasses, already meditated, and put vibrated water in my eyes. So what would happen? Will they reduce? And I did pronounce your name. Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah, I can imagine not a lot of people pronounce your name right in one go. Thanks for celebrating me. I'm always happy to be corrected if I get something wrong, because, you know, lots of names we don't necessarily hear all the time in our world. So I'm going to do Daniel's question, then I'll answer yours, and then I'll answer Dune's, and then we might be kind of running out of time, so we'll see. But anyone else can feel free to ask. Yo, Daniel, these curtains are like something beautiful, something unreal. I have plants everywhere. They have like a warm blankety interior to keep me actually like blocked from cold air. And then there's like wallpaper stickers on the windows that when the sun comes through, it's like little rainbow colors. And I have this beautiful, like kind of thrown together wooden kitchen table. I really enjoy it. My battery's at 6% on my phone. So let me just do this. Thanks for being patient, everyone. Okay, Daniel, your question. Okay. What should I specifically be taking note of? I think is what it said. What should I specifically be taking notice of in choosing a potential romantic partner? Are you with a current romantic partner? Or, I mean, it doesn't matter. I can still answer this either way, but it does help to know. I do have a warm, comfortable interior. Porridge house. Porridge for days. Okay. What do you need to take note of? I'm going to grab one deck. It's hiding over here. I'll be right back, everyone. I'm just going to grab one deck. She grabs 4 decks. Hello, hello. You're not. There are potential options. Interesting. What should you be taking note of when you have many options to date and you're trying to narrow down? It's interesting, actually. Sin's question was kind of like that. It was like, you know, having 2 options of people or potentials of people and wanting to know who I felt like more drawn to for them. I'm going to do wisdoms of the hidden realms here. Stacy's got another follow-up question, so let me just answer that quick as well. But I am pulling for you, Daniel. Warm, comfortable interior. I don't know if I want to say that, actually. I'm starting to really read into it and not love that for myself to say that on a live. Okay. Do you think it's a good idea to let them know they can reach out to me when they retire? No, you just talked yesterday. So they already know they can reach out to you. I would just say, don't be afraid to continue connection and continue learning more about them, Stacy. They retire in June. You're going to wait till June to hear from them again and just say, oh, you can just talk to me when you want. You know, if you care about this person, and you do, just continue reaching out to them. It's okay. It's okay to do that. 11:11 where you are, Kashish. Awesome. Thanks for telling me. I like when that happens. It's 6:41 where I am, PM. Okay, Daniel. All right. This is interesting. So I have the feeling something that you actually need to look out for, and I don't normally say this, but this confirmed it. And I was thinking about it as I was walking over to get the cards, that I was like, you actually need to cold unjointed. No, no, not at all. I think what you actually need is, if there's multiple options, you actually need to trust someone who's like more secure or more, I don't want to say like more wealthy or well off, but someone who that's like not a concern for them. So if there's people in your sphere where that's just not a concern for them, that feels like really, really well matched and balanced with what is needed for your energy. And that's from Gaia's Garden, which is abundance and fruition and reaping what you sow. But I really saw it with the abundance piece. It just like, I think when you're looking for someone in a potential partner here for you, it actually really makes sense to not have to feel any type of like responsibility in that sense. Like they're just really happy with what they've got. You know, there's someone who like would want to pay if you're both going out. I don't know. There's something important about that. And then the map maker of destiny and the metal king, discipline, armor, and boundaries. So I also see someone who's not constantly available to you. I don't know why. This is really interesting. I just see someone who's not constantly available to you feels like in true alignment for you right now. It gives you like a good amount of freedom and space to be yourself and to not, you know, we have a habit. It's so easy to lose ourselves when we have affection and want to be with someone. And this person who is like your right next partner feels like they have a really easy time taking their own boundaries and their own time. And they're not like in a rush or trying to be available all the time and they wouldn't expect you to be. And that's like such a blessing. And the map maker of destiny says authentic purpose, inspiration, and free will. So that's the other piece that's going to come out. Okay. If you feel like inspired to create art for them or inspired in some sense to like pick up a little something for them, like there's going to be this like inspiration. This person just inspires you in some way. That's what it does feel like. That's very exciting. I like that energy for you. Let's do another thing here. Stacy, hearts to you as well. Love hearts to you. Okay. Daniel, I also have this feeling of like a bold talker, like us, like us. Someone who like tells it like it is very like, they might be a bit louder, but they take a lot of alone time, it feels like, or they have a lot of time where they spend with other friends. And so like they're alone from you in a sense. Love you and your skill set so much. Forever my favorite novel protagonist, totally vibrating with this. I will DM you my mailing address. You have a gift. That's sweet. That's very kind. Yeah, good luck sending. I'm curious to know actually how much it is to ship because I tried shipping some of my boxes and my items here and it was ridiculous. But then I tried sending I did send something from here to the States, like to Iowa, and it was like 20 pounds. It was like nothing. So I don't know how mail works, you guys. I really don't. Novel protagonist. Maybe you're the novel protagonist. Here's the other thing. It says shift your focus back to love. So Daniel, this is like, you're going to feel like a soul tie for real and not just be going like, oh, check, check, check. You know, it's going to feel genuinely. And I feel like this person you might have met, but is like drifting in and out. It doesn't feel like a strong current person. And they feel like actually a couple weeks or months out. Send me an owl. Okay, so there are really cute wood pigeons here in the UK. I really like them. I'll send you a photo or video of these wood pigeons because I think all the time it would be so awesome if I could train a wood pigeon to fly all the way to Canada and deliver messages for me. That would be so sweet. Anyway, anyone else who has a question, let me know. I'm going to answer these that are coming in. Kashish had a question. Laura, now that I've lived in Berlin for a year, I'm wondering if it's the right place. Most people agree it's a tough city for sensitive people. I understand that. I'd also like to think that any sensitive person can thrive anywhere that they are divinely meant to be. Yeah, Dune, I've got your question. Don't worry. It's Kashish, and then Dune, and then Laura. Yeah, awesome. Sean and Daniel are just talking about pigeons and, LOL. Pigeon Lady from Home Alone 2. Yeah, exactly. Okay, Kashish. Will they reduce? I'm going to go to pendulum again for this. You know, with With medical things, it is difficult. I try not to do too many because it can look like I'm making a diagnosis or a promise or something. And really, like, you get to control, for the most part, your own healing as you control the energy in your body. And with physical healing, there's something that's already been under the surface. Okay, let me see. Kashish. Yes. No. Okay. I am I am having a feeling that you will get a reduction. It will be not as bad or not as intense as it currently is. I feel really strongly about this, so it's part of what is meant for your healing. I feel really strongly that you need to devote yourself to some art practice. So I'm not sure if you already do some type of art, but I feel really, really strongly you need to be like expressing and releasing yourself, some emotions or some things that you don't talk about, stuff that you don't talk about with people. Writing poetry. Okay. I think some doodles or some drawings along with your poetry, or even just pairing colors with your poetry, there's some sort of visual aspect to your poetry and what you're expressing there and what you're, especially the stuff that you don't really share with people. That's what I'm feeling. The stuff that you don't really share. You have creativity coming out. That's nice. Yeah. And ghost. So this is, again, it's kind of that like ghost, like what you're not sharing, what you're hiding. What you're hiding is also what you're not fully seeing. What you're hiding from others, sometimes we kind of then hide it from ourselves as well. And that's the risk here. Okay. And yeah, and also sexual energy, which is a lot about, see, I can't predict whether you're going to go through an operation because it's your choice. But I do see that you're going to have some improvement. And so that's what I can say on that. This sexual energy piece is like about being in your sacral energy and being in your body, and balancing out the approach that you take where, it's like this balancing out of the masculine feminine. And so whatever you're feeling kind of like you're leaning a bit too much into, you're not feeling well, depression and quite negative right now. And that's the thing is, if I can help in some sense, our world is really so beautiful. It's so able to give us joy and love, and it's so able to give us like this constant inspiration. Like, nature is so beautiful, and you are part of nature. You are absolutely the same as these beautiful trees and flowers and bodies of water. And so going with as much you can in the feminine realm and in the softer realm, and in flower healing as well, I think would be really beneficial for you. Let me pull a botanical inspiration card for you. And then I'm going to answer Dune's question and then Laura's question. The vibrated water you use is by your sister's mother-in-law. Yeah, so all feminine water, absolutely. I do think flowers would be wise in your healing practice as well. And the art, sort of like an Indian psychic. Ooh, that's beautiful. I'm glad there's more and more people doing this work. It's well needed. So thank you for trusting me as well to be another voice in your journey here. Oh, thankfulness for understanding. And this is hydrangea. Hydrangea is actually one of my favorite flowers. I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful in that it's almost like a circle of like all these little flowers, and it just feels very delicate and sweet. She is worshiping an Indian goddess Gayatri. I actually sing Gayatri mantras sometimes. Yeah, my family heritage, we actually have some connection to having been in India, and my whole childhood, I slept above a sword that was from India and this golden tiger head that was on like a palace, like throne bed. So I do have a lot of like personal connection actually, and really trust and faith that these ways are really beautiful and truthful ways. So I think adding some flowers in, maybe you can connect to Gayatri and see which flowers are actually meant for you. Maybe there's a way that this all blends together. This thankfulness for understanding says, before we forgive one another, we have to understand one another. And I feel so with eyes, right? It's like something that we're not seeing well, not seeing properly. It feels like there is some forgiveness that needs to happen in your life, but it can all be done inside. You don't need to be speaking with this person. It just feels like you need to forgive yourself for having not done something the way that you wanted to do it, or the way that you wish that it was done. So I hope that helps you, Kashish, and thank you for being here. And I hope you sleep well if it's 11:11 at night. If it's 11:11 in the day, I think it might be 11:11 at night for you. Yeah, Sean, I got you. I'll totally, yeah. And you can just watch it. I'll put yours as the last one, okay? So Dune, Laura, Sean for a flower card. All right. And thank you for being here. And thank you, YouTube as well. Kashish, let me know if that resonates. And Dune, let's see. Let's see what you got. I'm just going to go back up to the question. I've published 2 ebooks on Amazon. Will they be a success in the future? Just as I said that, everything lit up on my screen. The second one I feel really good about. Kashish, I feel like it's the X. And forgive yourself for listening to the mean professor. Shouldn't have listened. You know, that professor didn't know what they were talking about. They knew what they were talking about maybe in some subject, but not on that. I think it's to do with your ex, just if I can weigh in there. Okay. Dune, 2 ebooks on Amazon. Will they be a success in the future? The second one for sure feels solid. It feels solid. I'm curious to know what the subject is, or who would read it. And I feel like you're going to do some sort of like talk or workshop, or like you're going to be able to, I don't know, maybe you'll be on a panel or something. I don't know. It feels like some sort of thing where you like tell a group of people about it and then that gets passed along. The second book feels really, really strong. It's not to say like the first book isn't going to do anything, but it feels like the second one is the one that you need to focus on. If you want to tell me more or ask any follow-up, let me know. But I'm going to keep working through these. Yeah. And success is also relative. So if you have a more specific question of like what your version of success looks like, and will this happen or will that happen, you can let me know. And if anyone is wanting, oh, that's really funny. It's about financial advice, because I was just going to say, if anyone is wanting to donate, I do have like a PayPal donate button. If sometimes people like just thanking me for these online sessions through monetary exchange. And sometimes someone just chooses to do like Empath Energetics. Our next one, the only one I'm doing this year, is starting at the end of April. So beginning of May, actually, like May 1st, we'll start it. Success, get rich. Yeah, again, that's really relative. It's like my version of get rich could look really different than yours, and vice versa. So success is really, will I get rich? Yeah, I don't know what that means. So I'm not going to answer it that way. I'm kind of particular about how I answer certain questions like that, because it's like, you know, I do soul work, and part of soul work is obviously having the means to live out our soul mission. But if I were to say, no, you're not going to be rich, like, what does that do? If I was going to say, yeah, you're totally going to be rich, kind of like, what does that help with, really? Will it bring you money? Yeah, it will, because I just said that it will do well, and that's the one you need to focus on. So yeah, it will bring you money. There you go. But money could be 2 or 200 or 2 million. Could be a lot. There's a big, big difference, as you know. So that second one about financial advice, it's quite interesting. That's the one I feel you need to focus your energy on. I do feel like you need to. It will give you some extra income. Yes. So, anchor into what your view truly of success for that book looks like, and then really think about the ways that could actually happen. I feel the financial advice one is the one to focus your energy on. I think it's really healing to write a book about your story, though. So like, kudos to you, because I'm not brave enough to do that yet. It might happen at some point in my lifetime, but I'm writing a book on something else right now, on empath energetics work, because it takes a lot of courage to write your own story truly like that. So kudos to you for doing that as well. I can pull a card here for you as well. I don't think I pulled a card there. I just was feeling it strongly. That second book about your financial advice is the one that, you're meant to focus on. You're held in prison abroad. Yeah, again, so that's very healing to write your own story. Who knows? Maybe something will come of it at some point. It's really, really sad how many people go into prison systems and are innocent. Something I feel really passionate about, actually. I used to write to people in prison so that they knew there would be someone on the outside who encouraged them to come back and to rehabilitate and to do what they want to with their lives. It was something that gave me a lot of joy, to know that, I don't know, sometimes people are in there and they don't have people to connect to. So yeah. I have 2 cards for you for this financial advice book. I say it's sweetness and disruption. So I feel like you're going to have to do things differently, and that you're going to almost, like, at a certain point, you're going to be taken in a direction where you go, oh, I guess I have to switch gears. I need to do this now. Like, I need to go do workshops, or I need to, you get offered some sort of way of working with someone else. It feels like I do see speaking in front of groups. So I'm curious whether that's going to come into play at any point. And thank you for sharing your story and asking for support here. It really touches my heart. It touches my heart when anyone does, but I can tell that you're really looking forward to seeing what comes out of this, and I don't blame you. Okay, Laura, is it the right place for you? I'm going to use pendulum again. I didn't expect to use pendulum so much today. I'm glad I had one sitting here. Okay, is Berlin the right place for Laura? Yeah, I'm getting a yes for now. So that's kind of why I was saying too, like, it's difficult sometimes for sensitive people to be in obviously overstimulating environments where there's darker energy. And at the same time, it gives you something to work with and work through. And sometimes there's a purpose, like light healers and light worker types need to be in these kind of zones of people. I feel that your mission is not through. Your mission is not played out yet in Berlin. That's what it feels like to me. I'm going to pull some cards here. Let's see what else the cards have to say. But that's your first one. I get the feeling like you're not done yet. You're still meant to be here. Oh, and then got to remember to do a botanical for Sean. Okay. Berlin, Laura. Oops. Okay. It's like, yeah, by separating and by taking yourself out of the darkness, the denseness, and the volatility or overstimulation, these are just words coming to mind. You ghost. Ghost is the second time this has come up today. And then illumination follows. So you ghost and illumination follows. And it's almost like clear why you are meant to still stay there. It just feels like not yet. It feels like not yet for me. So I don't think you're going to stay in Berlin your whole life. But it's not super soon that you're leaving either. I'm going to pull a Shamanic Healing Oracle card just to see maybe what kind of lesson is there waiting for you. Healing. Masculine energy. So it's like maybe part of the reason that you're meant to be in this place that you're having a bit of disconnect with is so that you can separate, do your own thing, and take care of business, have the discipline, press, forward with the actions that you're actually really wanting. And then, it says new day. So it's very much this transformative energy and being able to see things with a fresh eye. It's almost like I see you, which is kind of weird maybe, but I see you almost like locking yourself up in a room and then you leave and then you go, I see I bring the light. Like, it's like you actually have this practice, this feeling of I can be here and do anything. I can be here and do exactly what I need to do. You've had to get a lot better at boundaries. Hell yeah, absolutely. So I think this is still your practice training. Like, it's like still time for you to, I'm getting really like animated. I still feel like it's time for you to like dig in and know that there's a lot more. There's a lot more, I think, that you can do and show up for yourself. Like you think you've got boundaries now, just wait until you lock yourself in that room, and then it's like, I just see you exiting your place, whatever, and exiting your place, and then just having this huge beam of light out in the world. And it's like nothing can actually harm that. Berlin can't do nothing on that, That's what I feel. Kashish has another comment. I love dancing and want to do theater. So does that cover in visual art? No, it doesn't. It feels honestly, and I mean, do art, obviously, Kashish. Do your dancing, do your theater, anything that helps you express yourself and get real. But what I actually saw was doodling and actually, so what I mean by visual art, it's like creating some sort of design using either crayons or markers or things like this, in some kind of way. Dune, yes, I do mediumship work. Anyone who wants to book with me can book for actually really getting into these types of things. For lives, I just show up with whatever energy I have. And these are for free, but of course, sometimes people end up paying a PayPal donation to show their thanks. If you want to book a session with me, all the links are below in the YouTube. And if you're on Instagram, you can just DM me, but also they're on my site. It's cool you say that. I actually have my own house here, which has been my safe, quiet haven with a yard and flowers and fruit trees. And this is very rare in Berlin. Yeah, like I see you really like owning. You need more time in this space. That's what I feel. I feel you need more time. And how good is it, that you actually get more out of this, that there's more opportunities. So it's like something that you maybe thought was dying and not giving you much is actually like, no, we're not done. Still cooking. Still simmering, still got more to give. Feel Berlin and the space that you're in has more to give to you. Okay, I'm going to do a card for Sean. We're getting to the end of this. Very interesting. Very interesting. I'm doing, so I'll let everyone know, I'm doing a video. I'm doing a few of them on YouTube Live. I'm going to be on Instagram sometimes, but I'm doing a few on YouTube Live. So if you are following and you see under my live section, you can get the notifications so that you get the, so that you get the heads up when I'm going to be here. And if you follow me on YouTube, Instagram, it's Hearts Frontier on YouTube, then you'll see that I've got a talk on Sunday, which is empaths and narcissists. I'm really looking forward to it. And I also know it's going to be a little like, oof, because people have a lot of opinions on this type of thing. And I have a lot of experience helping empaths. And actually I have had clients as well who have expressed narcissistic tendencies, who trust me in their healing as well. I don't think anyone is like rigid or rooted in that. Anyways, the reason I'm saying that is because daffodil is called narcissus. Did you know that? Daffodil is called narcissus. It's the like plant botanical name. And as soon as I looked at this daffodil card for Sean, I just immediately got drawn to, I need to talk about narcissistic tendencies, and that's going to be on Sunday. So if that's interesting to any of you who are watching, then feel free, go get the notifications on. Daffodil here in the botanical card is saying rebirth and new beginnings. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. So Sean, what I'm feeling, oh, hey, Kaylee. I'm guessing it's Kaylee, actually. Correct me if that's wrong. I would love to pronounce your name properly for you. So Sean, what I'm feeling, I'm feeling tons of throat chakra healing. So this is like about self-expression. It feels like about Shaylee. I was kind of hoping it was Shaylee, so thanks for correcting me, because I love that. I was sort of hoping it was Shaylee. As soon as I said it, I was like, that's probably wrong. New beginnings are often disguised as painful endings. So Sean, it's like this throat chakra healing is about self-expression and saying something to yourself that it feels like a tough one. It feels like if I get really, really clear on this, this is your mind. If I get really clear on this, that's going to suck. That admitting to myself is going to suck. Or this like, I don't know. It's some kind of like self-realization. But when we get real with ourselves, then we on the other side have this opportunity for rebirth. So you might resonate with the beginning of the reading, which I was talking about stripping illusions and taking away what we thought we were, and then getting to the bottom of that barrel and going, well, I don't know who I am anymore. I'm not really sure where to go from here, what my desires are. It's sort of the energy I've been feeling in the collective. But this is the perfect time and opportunity to rebirth and to redesign and to recreate and to create a new version of self to fall in love with, a new version of self to fall in love with. So Daffodil. And you might get something out of reading the myth of our legend, the myth of Narcissus and Echo. You might get something out of that. So maybe you'll go and look at that story after this reading, after you catch this reading. Sean's not here to consent to this, but I've worked with Sean before, so hopefully you're all right with. I'm going to pull a Prism Oracle card. Stacy loves this. I love this too. It's a really nice way to actually end this. Yeah, Sean. Flow and cleanse. So when you watch this later, flow and cleanse. There's a lot of water. I feel a super, super strong need to stay hydrated. Hydration, for anyone who experiences low moods, hydration is often such a simple way to improve your mood, at least a certain percentage, enough to get to that next place of being able to actually do more for yourself. It's really difficult to do things dehydrated. It's really difficult to stay in a positive mood when you're dehydrated. So get that water in, get that vibrating water in, kashish. Shaylee, thank you for being here. Would love to read for you next time. So make sure that you sign up on the notifications for my upcoming lives. If you just go to the YouTube, Hearts Frontier for Instagram, YouTube, and then it's under, there's videos, shorts, and under lives. So just sign up for notifications, because I am going to head out now. It was a pleasure being here. I really enjoyed doing these readings, and I'll be back. I'm talking about shadow work this week. I'm talking about light work. Stacy, yeah, you got to see lots of different cards today than I normally pull out. So I'm glad you like the cards too. I have a big collection because I really enjoy this work, and I've been doing it for years. I've done like over 2,500 readings, if you can believe that. I've done over 2,500 psychic readings. That's just mind-blowing to me, truly. You're welcome, Laura. I'm sending you a hug. It's a much shorter distance to hug you now that you're in Berlin and I'm here. Okay, I'm going to sign off for today. If anyone is interested in the Empath Energetics program, that is coming up for May 1st. So the sign up is until the end of April. It's a really potent, powerful program. I've done 4 rounds of it. This is round 5. I'm not doing another one this year because I'm being pulled in all these different creative and expansive energies. I've got these other directions that I do need to pursue. It took a long time for me to admit, talk about practicing what you preach. It took a long time for me to admit, to get my own head out of the way. I kept being like, well, maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I'll do another one. And then I sat down with it one time and went, I just got to admit to myself, there's only one this year of Empath Energetics. So it is what it is. If the program is interesting to you, but finances are a thing, just come and talk to me, because I'm really flexible when it comes to payment plans. I don't want anyone to hold themselves back from healing for that. That's like not a good enough reason to me for someone to not begin. And I can be patient to receive full payment. So anyway, that all being said, enjoy the rest of your day or evening, or I don't know, morning, if anyone's in their morning. I don't know. If someone's in PST time, maybe they are. Take care, Instagram. Take care, YouTube. Enjoy the rest of your night.